You know, when you type in a web address, it feels like just, well, letters and dots, right?
Yeah, just a technical thing to get you somewhere.
Exactly. But what if that address was actually doing some serious work for a brand, like a secret weapon?
Ah, okay, I see where you're going.
Today on the deep dive, we're kind of cracking the code on domain branding. We're looking at how those names, the ones in your browser bar, are doing the heavy lifting of building brands online.
And we've gathered some really interesting takes on this for you.
Hmm.
We looked at social media discussions, a podcast that focuses just on domain names, plus our own notes.
Right.
The idea is to really get under the hood of domain name power, how they connect with us. We'll be digging into metaphors, the impact of suffixes like .com or .ai, and even how thinking about domains like a collection, like a portfolio, tells us what makes them valuable.
Yeah, exactly. And look, we're not aiming to get totally bogged down in the super technical stuff.
No, definitely not.
The goal is to pull out those practical nuggets, those aha moments, understanding how brands really plant their flag online. So maybe you're starting something new or thinking about investing in domains, or maybe you're just curious how these digital identities get built.
This deep dive should have something for you.
Okay, so let's dive in. First up, something I found really fascinating: metaphors. How they kind of sneak into domain names and, well, influence how we feel.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty amazing how one word can just pack such a branding punch. Think about what a metaphor does, right? It links a concept to something else entirely.
Creates an instant connection.
Exactly. An instant connection, often an emotional one. And that's incredibly powerful in branding.
Totally. Our sources had some great examples like Amazon. It's not just a river, obviously. It immediately makes you think vast, huge selection, abundance.
Right. Or Apple.
Yeah.
Beyond the fruit, it's become this symbol of what? Simplicity, innovation.
Yeah, clean design. And I really liked the honeycomb example, too. It sort of suggests efficiency, maybe nature, interconnected parts working together. It's like the name itself starts telling a story.
It does. And if you think about how our brains work, these metaphorical names, they kind of bypass the need for long explanations.
It's like a shortcut.
Yeah, exactly, a shortcut. We're wired to make connections.
Right.
So a good metaphor taps into things we already understand or feel, giving immediate context. That link between, say, a huge landscape and abundance, Amazon, nails that.
It really does. Instead of saying we sell lots of stuff, they're Amazon, and boom, the idea is planted, it definitely makes you pause and think about the domains you run into every day.
Hmm.
Are any of them using metaphors to hit harder? What feeling do they give you?
And that actually leads nicely into another subtle element, doesn't it? The suffix.
Oh, yeah, the ending bit, .com, .tech, .ai, all those.
They do more than just finish the address, right?
Mm.
They definitely influence how we perceive the brand.
For sure. And our sources were pretty much all on the same page about .com. It's still seen as like the gold standard.
The default, almost.
Yeah, it carries this weight of trust, credibility for a lot of people. It just feels legitimate, doesn't it?
It does, but what's interesting now is seeing how the newer extensions are carving out their own identities. You see, .ai or .tech.
And you instantly think innovation, right? Forward thinking.
Exactly. It signals the sector, the focus, right from the get-go. The suffix becomes part of that initial brand message.
But, and this seemed really crucial from the sources, the suffix has got to match the brand.
Oh, absolutely. Has to align with what the brand does and who it's for. It's definitely not one size fits all.
Yeah.
Like the sources use Shopify.com. The .com feels right.
Yep.
It's about business, e-commerce. It needs that solid, reliable feel.
Makes total sense.
But then they contrasted it with like a hypothetical name, say Dripsify. Now, Dripsify.com could work. The .com still adds professionalism. But if Dripsify was, I don't know, a plumbing company maybe?
Huh, right. Maybe a different suffix could work better, although you still want that trust.
Precisely. And the big takeaway is you can't just slap a trendy suffix like .ai onto a weak name and hope it works miracles.
Right. Like flowers.ai might just be confusing.
Exactly. The root word itself, the main part of the name, has to be strong on its own.
So that brings us to the name itself. What makes a domain name inherently good even before you add the suffix? What are those core qualities?
Well, sound and structure seem really important. One source made a great point about how we just naturally trust names that are easy to say and remember.
Like they compared Zenvia, which sounds smooth, almost musical,
Yeah, flows nicely.
with something like Trunkst, which is just a bit clunky, harder to recall.
Feels awkward, yeah. Even made-up names work better if they sound like they could be real words following phonetic rules we recognize.
That ease of saying it, remembering it, that's huge. It reduces friction, right? If people stumble over saying it or can't spell it easily.
That's a barrier right away. A memorable name is just easier to find, easier to share.
And usually shorter is better. Like 1 to 3 syllables seems to be the sweet spot generally.
Easier to type, fewer mistakes.
Yep. But it's not just about being short and easy to say. The really good names, they spark images in your head, don't they?
They suggest something bigger.
Like drift makes you think of movement, flow.
hmm
Or canopy shelter, maybe being elevated, safe. Loom suggests weaving, creation, visuals.
And what's cool, as the sources pointed out, is how these names hint at a bigger story without explicitly telling it.
Yeah.
They let you start imagining what the brand is about before you even know the details. It's that intuitive connection again.
And it seems like there are certain root words that just work across lots of different industries.
Oh yeah, versatility.
Words like core, spark, loop, bright, nest, nova, scale. These came up. Apparently they pop up in SaaS, fintech, health, AI, you name it.
They seem to offer a solid foundation, don't they? Like a good starting point. Why do you think those specific words are so versatile?
That's a good question. I mean, maybe they tap into really fundamental ideas. Core implies something essential.
Right. Spark suggests ideas, energy. Scale is about growth.
They have positive vibes, but they're abstract enough to fit different contexts. Still evocative, though.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Even if you, the listener, aren't planning to become a domain investor,
Right, not everyone's buying and selling domains.
understanding how people do build and manage domain portfolios actually teaches you a lot about what makes any single name valuable for branding.
It's like thinking of them as digital real estate, yeah. That framing helps.
It does. And the core ideas are similar. You're looking for those short, memorable, versatile names we talked about.
Quality assets.
Exactly. And diversification helps too, having names that could fit different sectors or uses. It spreads the risk, maximizes the potential.
So, not putting all your digital eggs in one basket makes sense. You want to mix.
Right. And while there are tools out there for managing these collections, what's maybe more interesting for a conversation about branding is presentation.
Ah, the merchandising aspect they mentioned.
Yes. Making the domain look good. It's like staging a house, you said it earlier.
Yeah. Clean logo, maybe a compelling description about what it could be. Lifestyle images even, to help people picture the brand.
Precisely. It's all about helping people, whether potential buyers or just the public, see the potential, feel the value. It adds that emotional layer back in.
You're selling the dream, not just the address.
You got it. Platforms that help with this understand that fundamental point.
Okay, so we've hit on the name itself being strong, the suffix mattering, and how you present it. But how do you actually figure out if a domain is valuable in the market? What are the signals?
Well, it's really where all those things come together, plus what the market itself is doing. So first, those intrinsic qualities. Short, memorable, versatile, maybe
Wow.
metaphorical. Second, the suffix. We know .com often fetches a higher price because of trust, but other suffixes can be valuable if they're a perfect fit for an industry.
Right, like a really targeted .tech or .ai name.
Yeah.
And then obviously if it's presented well, it just looks more valuable.
Absolutely. Presentation counts. And then finally, you look at actual market signals.
Mm,
Are appraisal tools giving it a high score? That suggests desirability.
okay.
And another big clue is the name already taken in lots of other extensions, like if the .net, .org, .io are all registered.
Ah, that means other people see value in that core word or phrase. There's demand.
Exactly, and suggests significant interest in that name itself.
Got it. So it's a mix of factors.
Mhm.
The name's own strengths, the suffix effect, how it's shown off, and what the market's actually doing around it.
Spot on. It's a blend of, let's say, art and data, all pointing towards building a strong brand with a powerful domain, which kind of brings us full circle, doesn't it? It's all about naming with intention.
Okay, let's wrap this up then. It seems clear that a great domain name is way more than just an online address.
Oh, much more. It's really the foundation stone for a brand's story, its identity online.
And getting that branding right through the domain, it's a conscious choice, isn't it? It means picking names carefully to reduce friction, make discovery easier.
Resonate with the right people, and yeah, keeping an eye on those market signals too.
So here's a thought for you listening. As you browse around online, maybe start looking at domain names a bit differently.
Yeah.
Now that we've gone through all this, what hidden stories or strategies can you maybe spot behind the names of brands you use every day? What subtle messages are they sending? What kind of speaks to you now?
That's a great takeaway, just having that heightened awareness, recognizing the thought, the intention that goes into these digital addresses.
Well, thanks for taking this deep dive with us into the surprisingly complex art of domain
Oh,
branding.
that's fine.
We covered quite a bit: metaphors, suffixes, what makes a name strong, presentation, value, signals.
Hopefully it gives you a fresh way to look at the digital world and just how powerful a good domain name can be. It's often underestimated.
Definitely. So keep an eye out for those names, think about the strategies we discussed, and keep exploring how branding shapes our online world. Until our next deep dive.